Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, we are.
Welcome to Paradigm Shift TV 314. This is your brother DMG the Poet, aka Brother Pianki, and we are here, family. This is the finale of Debate Mania #1. That being said, y'all know who the players are. Y'all know what they represent. Before they get into their spiel, y'all know I got to do my spiel. So allow me to say, God bless to all my Christian brothers and sisters. Shalom to all my Israelite brothers and sisters. Hotep to all my Kemetic brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum to all my brothers and sisters in the NOI. I want to say Islam to all my Moorish brothers and sisters. Peace to all my brothers and sisters in the nation of gods and earth, them 5%ers. I want to say what's up to all my atheist brothers and sisters. Shout out to all my Naga brothers and sisters. I want to say a big what up to all my Owaspi brothers and sisters. Big salute to all my Abo brothers and sisters. I want to say what up to all my Rasta brothers and sisters. Shout out to all my punk brothers and sisters, aka Leandre. Last and certainly not least, I want to say Jumbo to all my brothers and sisters all throughout the African diaspora, be it here in the wilderness of the United States of America or beyond. Y'all know I say that greeting for one reason and one reason only. It's because if you're Black, let me say it one more time. I ain't talking about Native Americans like my brother Leandre. I say if you're Black, I'm with you and I hope you with me. I ain't talking about my European people like my man Joshua. Shout out to Lucifer. I say if you're Black, I'm with you and I hope that you with me. Our different ideologies should not keep us from uniting. We can have truth without uniformity. And last and certainly not least, we can disagree without being disrespectfully disagreeable. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is it. Y'all know why we're here. Y'all know what's on the line. But just in case y'all forgot, let me explain it to you one more time.
This is the one we've been waiting for. Two intellectual giants. Two visions for the future of Black people. One question that echoes past. Is Pan-Africanism still the key to our liberation? Or just a dream from the past? Philosophy and strategy? Passion and precision? And both hands. Two minds that must be alone. Silent.
Unity with practicality.
The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
We can't talk freedom if we're not talking unity. In this system that divides us, I choose Pan-Africanism as a solution.
I actually messed that up, the Heru part anyway. But I'm going to play it again a little bit later, just so y'all can see the full joint. Shut up, Leandre. My brothers, y'all know what it is. It's the championship rounds. So you get 15 minutes apiece for both rounds. You got a 3-minute opening. You have the 10-minute chin check session. And then you have a 3-minute closing. Now, our brother, the undisputed, undefeated Versus Series world champion, Pandemus is the affirmative, Heru is the negative. So Pan will be going first in the first segment. He will be going last in the second segment. My brother, Pan, we're going to allow Heru to introduce himself first, You will introduce yourself last. Oh, I'm sorry. You will introduce yourself first. Heru will introduce himself last, and then we will go into your first round. So, Darian, I am turning this thing over to you, brother. This is the main event. The Versus Series world title is on the line. And ladies and gentlemen, I believe y'all are in for a treat. Are y'all ready?
Well, I like to go ahead and start off by saying, greetings, brothers. Heru Conscious, Super Pan Man, DMG is about to get started. But I wanted to say on your introduction, you gotta make sure you say "Sak Passe" for the Haitians. Stop playing with us before we pull up. Now that everybody is ready, I want to just let y'all know this is the Versus Series Championship match format. So each participant has 3 minutes to open, and behind the scenes, we found out that Pan is going to go second. Correct?
No.
Where'd that come from?
No, Pan will be going first. Pan is the affirmative. He going first.
In the second half, he go first. That's why I asked to make sure, because I did not want to mess that up. So get everything ready, Pan. You're gonna do a 3-minute opener, and then we're gonna give my brother the opportunity to do his. Are you guys ready?
Real quick, we can share a screen on the opener.
Yeah, sure. Set it up. I'm dropping your screen now. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready. Just let me know if you see it.
I can see it.
Talk to me. Full screen?
Full screen. You are good.
All right, I'm ready. So peace and love to the family. Salute to the Pan fans, to the Panamaniacs, to the bar, to the pantry. Salute to the Nagas. Salute to everybody. Salute to my opponent, Heru Consciousness. You know what I'm saying? I do find it odd that the brother, his name is Heru, and he teaches Kemetic science, but he's telling us that we're not supposed to do Pan-Africanism now. But we're going to get into that later. But one of the oppositions that we always hear when trying to push Pan-Africanism, or teach it at least, is that we are not a monolith. And it's true, but people keep saying that, but they don't even realize what they're saying. If you look at this picture right here, that thing in the background is a monolith. It's just a tall rectangle. You feel me? And nothing is that. No culture is that. No people is that. No anything is that. So to try and say we are not a monolith as a opposition to the unification of our people is ridiculous on its face. And it's true we're not a monolith. We're a mosaic, different pieces, but the same picture. You know what I'm saying? If they see, as the enemies of our people see it as one problem, you know, we need to be one solution. When Africanism doesn't erase our differences, it defends them under one shield. People saying that we're not a monolith while the opposition keep locking us in the same box. We can celebrate our differences, but we can't afford disconnection. Our differences make us strong. Pan-Africanism isn't about conformity, it's about coalition. The goal isn't to think the same, like some monolith. That's ridiculous. And anybody that proposes that's the plan is being ridiculous. The plan is to act together. Our enemies understand collective strategy better than we understand collective identity. Diversity among Black people is a strength, not an excuse for disunity. Unity isn't about.
And that is time.
Have a nice day.
All right, I'm going to take this off the screen for you. There we go.
I never share screen in my opening.
Okay. All right. It is on you. Let me know when you are ready, my brother.
Yeah, I'm ready, bro. I want to get this on and popping because it seems today like my opponent is not prepared for what I'm going to bring, and I'm going to bring down the actual truth to the matter. This is what we're dealing with is the myth of modern Pan-Africanism. Okay, so we're going to get one thing straight from the start. This debate is not about whether Black people should unite. Unity is fucking beautiful. Unity is powerful. But Pan-Africanism as a political solution in 2025 for liberation is not about unity. What you got is nostalgia dressed up in strategy. So when Marcus Garvey preached back to Africa, it inspired pride, dignity. There was something hopeful for our people to look to say it was ours. I'll give him that. But Garvey also sold stock in ships he never owned. He met with the Ku Klux Klan, for real. Never once set foot in Africa. But the Africa that he actually romanticized. So we're going to get into that too. But the dream was poetic, but it was never practical. And a century later, we got people that still, like Pandemus, poetic and still not practical. So this is the thing, y'all, I want y'all to understand here. The first Pan-African institution, the organization
30 seconds.
The Organization of African Unity proved it. You know what? I'm gonna say that. Y'all know I'm Heru Conscious. I'm about to kill this brother right now. It's over. I'm just gonna leave it right there, bro. I'm not even gonna get into
that is time.
I am Heru Conscious, bro.
All right. Yes, sir. Okay. Both gentlemen have given their 3-minute introduction and opening. We are ready for.
But before we kick off the round section, I got a few things I gotta say real quick. It won't be too long. So I want to say this to my brothers and sisters in the bar. Just found out through email that I can no longer play the promo as is, but no worries. I'm gonna play one of my songs. I'm gonna attach one of my songs that are cleared for my channel to not get a copyright hit. I didn't get a copyright strike, but I did get a warning that I can't monetize the videos that I played that. So I gotta mute that part out in order to get paid for the video. So what I'm gonna do is redo the promo with one of the songs that I have cleared to play. I'll probably edit out the part where Leandre has abs as well, just to make it more aesthetically pleasing to mine eyes. You know, that was one of my only critiques for the joint, was the fact that an abless nerd had abs. You know what I mean? But other than that, we will still get that promo up for the people to see. I just have to make sure that, you know, it is within the regulations for me to be able to still make a little bread off of it. So, you know, I didn't want the Barbarian Queen to get on my head, pull her sponsorship, tell me her debaters can't be coming back on the channel and all that type of stuff. So, you know, just so we clear, I will be playing the promo. Just give me a little time to figure out what song I want to attach to it and how to get those abs off of the Slim Reaper. So, you know, just bear with me on that, y'all. Boy Reloaded, y'all still family. I apologize. All y'all still family except for Leandre.
And he is funny as fuck.
What's that?
I said
so just bear with the brother.
I said he is funny as fuck.
Exactly. So yeah, just bear with me on that. Last thing I want to say before we continue on with the festivities is next week, the long-awaited return of Ladies' Night is here. We're gonna be doing that thing with the ladies of the Bar Reloaded. So y'all make sure y'all here next week, 4:15 Central Standard Time. Ladies' night, it'll be an all ladies panel. We'll be tackling a bunch of different subjects. You will be getting some of my DMG questions for the sisters. So y'all make sure y'all here for that. I think it's going to be beneficial to the community, just like it was the first go round. I think this version is going to be even better than the original version. It is ladies only, so Leandre, you are welcome to join the panel. But I do, like I said, I do believe it's going to be beneficial for everybody that tunes in, getting that female perspective. Last and certainly not least, I do want to thank each and every one of y'all who came for all 3 nights of Debate Mania. I definitely appreciate that. The support has been amazing. We hope that y'all have been edutained to the utmost. And tonight being the finale, I'm happy to see that y'all showed up and showed out. So thank you. Much appreciation. And before I turn it over to Cannon, I got one more thing to play. Hopefully I got it right this time. If not, y'all won't hear from me again until it's time for the judges to render their decisions. So my man Cannon, after this play, it's on you, my brother.
You got it.
This is the one we've been waiting for. 2 intellectual giants. 2 visions for the future of black people. One question that echoes constantly. Is Pan-Africanism still the key to our liberation? Or just a dream of the past? Philosophy or strategy? Passion meets precision. Two minds and mystery away.
All right. We are back after that, sponsored message. Now, for my opponent that is on the offensive, please get unmuted so that we can get ready to start. As you already know, as we discussed behind the scenes, you will have a 15-minute round, and I will bring up your presentation when you are ready, and we'll go when you start talking. You ready, sir?
It is.
Mike,
it is up. It's up. I just want to make sure you can see it and you can hear me.
All right.
Is it moving?
I can see it. You sound good. Make sure and it is moving. Yes, sir. Let me ready the timer. I will start when you start.
Excellent. Let's do it. I just want to let everybody know this is Debate Mania. It was a dream of DMG for a while, and I've been taking it very serious. You know what I'm saying? It's a big topic. Everybody knows me, knows Pan-Africanism is a big topic for me. It's literally in my name. So I took this very serious. I wanted to shout out to the Pan fans. If y'all want to get a chance to get a t-shirt from the boy, y'all have really been supporting me. I love y'all. Shout out to PVO Clothing. Just hit him up. Or you can hit me up with a donation at Black Somebody's on Cash App. You know what I'm saying? So this is the question. Is Pan-Africanism a practical solution for Black liberation in the 21st century? And like I said, I took this very, very, very serious. Except for where I didn't, right? It's really the fucking Looney Tunes. It's the most crazy conversation I've ever heard in my life. You know what I'm saying? So my brother want to be the hunter. He want to be running around hunting something. You here now, bro. And it ain't that fun when the rabbit got the gun. So let's ride. Pan-Africanism is absolutely a practical solution. You know what I'm saying? It's the understanding that of two things. In its narrowest political manifestation, it's the envision of a unified African nation, right? Where all people of African descent can live and prosper, right? And be prosperous across the globe. That's the narrowest form of Pan-Africanism. The general term is the sentiment that people of African descent have a great deal in common, and in fact, that deserves notice and celebration, right? So you got a gradient and a scale of Pan-Africanism. It is not just one thing, right? It's a myriad of different things. Like I said in my opening, we are a mosaic, and all of our different pieces should be celebrated, right? So here's an example. Passive or general Pan-Africanism is just accepting the diasporic identity, just acknowledging that you're a part of the diaspora from Africa is part of Pan-Africanism. Just all you got to do is think it, and you already begun your passive Pan-Africanism. You might even go as far as to change your name because you accept your diasporic identity. Just like my brother changed his name to Heru after an African god because he teaches Kemetic science, trying to connect to his diasporic identity. Then you might have community groups and study groups, community events and study groups that, a little bit more further up down the gradient. Activism, he's there on the street, you know what I'm saying? Black nationalism, black separatism, that gets further down towards narrow. And then the independent United States of Africa that benefits Black people around the world. You know what I mean? And that's like, the widest or maybe the narrow scope. Pan-African ideas first began to circulate in the mid-19th century, right? Martin Delany, Alexander Crummell, Edward Blyden, C.L.R. James, George Padmore. Like, we was doing this long before the word Pan-Africanism even came out, right? We was looking towards home, trying to get home and figure out how we could do that. You know what I'm saying? The origins of the movement, right? People do say that Henry Sylvester Williams coined the term in 1900, right? But the idea dates back to at least 1787. We're going to show that in a minute. You know what I'm saying? But it emerged as an agency of restoration of African subjectivity, as well as challenging the intellectual roots of colonial historicity, basically restoring our identity. Even further back than that is Ethiopianism, right? We started 1860s, right? We'll be talking about seeing Ethiopia as the whole continent of Africa, the Ethiopian Ocean. That was some of the first maps that they were able to see. So they was looking to Ethiopia as a unifying thing for them. And here's one of the maps that they actually was looking at. Let me see if I can get this off my screen. All right. So in 1783, you got George Liao, you know what I'm saying, starting the Ethiopianist movement. And clearly they were talking about Africa, you know what I'm saying, because they was looking at this 1650 map that showed the Ethiopian Ocean, the continent of Africa being called Ethiopia. So that's why you get the Abyssinian Baptist Church and the Ethiopian Baptist Church movement. Boom. Here you have Africa for the Africans. The first people talking about that was the four horsemen of the AME Church. You know what I mean? Bishop Allen, Bishop Quinn, Bishop Payne, Bishop Henry McNeil Turner. They were the first ones talking about Africa for the Africans, saying that even if we are still here in the Western Hemisphere or in America, you know what I'm saying, that's our homeland, and our homeland should benefit us, and we should help benefit that, right? It's just a link up and understanding who we are as a people. You know what I'm saying? And we got AME churches in Sierra Leone, Liberia, and South Africa, as well as all across America to this day. Boom. 1829, you got appeal to the colored citizens of the world. All Black nationalists link up with David Walker, and you see who he was talking to back in 1829. He was talking about the people of the world, right? So Pan-African ideas go back. We even got women that was on the movement. Maria Stewart, not playing no games. speaking to a group called the African American Female Intelligence Society back in 1832, right? We had little Africans across the continent, across the country, I should say, dating back to the 1600s. You know what I'm saying? So these places, these were just 5 that I found, but there was prominent places that was called the Little Africa by the people that was there because they knew their roots and was looking towards home as a content. Now this is an interesting slide right here because he do it every show. We on a platform where the brother welcomes all his Kemetic brothers, Christian brothers, Israelite brothers, right? And he says, John Bolt to all my brothers and sisters all throughout the African diaspora, right? Here in the US or beyond, right? Because if you're Black, I'm with you, and I hope that you are with me. That in itself is Pan-Africanism. It is a simple version of it, passive, because it's just a statement, but it is Pan-Africanism. Here you got the Foundational Black Americans website. So a lot of times people want to be like, well, we not all Africans. Some of us was from here. Some of us, that's fine. Let's go see what the main pushers of their conversation say. 2 of the stars on the very flag that they wave represent African people. You see it right there. This is their website. The 3 stars represent the Black explorers, meaning the Africans that came to America before Columbus, and then the captives that were brought here. Those are the Africans, and that's 2/3 of the FBA movement, right? Let's keep pushing. So is it a practical solution? It definitely is a practical solution. I never said it was the best. I never said everybody should do it. What I said was it is a practical solution in the 21st century for Black liberation. It is one of many. And one of the things about Pan-Africanism you see is that it's not something that tries to disprove or downplay other things to big itself up. Pan-Africanism is a unifying thing, just like DMG's opening, right? So here you got a practical solution because strength in numbers. The FBA movement is prominent, and they talk about it all the time, how the FBAs is 43 million in America. Black Americans is 43 million people. Here you got, if you link up all of us, it's 170 million people. If we could get to the same mindset, we will be able to move towards a better world wherever we are on the planet. Here you got Pan-Africanism around the globe, but specifically this one to the right here, you can see Black Alliance for Peace is just dealing with North and South America, as well as, you know, they got Greenland in the picture here too, right? Here you go. The reason Pan-Africanism started as a response to slavery and grew into an organized political movement that helped end colonial rule across Africa and across America, right? They don't say that there in this particular article, but we don't get to, right? But these are movements, right? And you see this is a different type of thing, rejecting imperialism. You with that, make our Americas a zone of peace. They're talking about the North and South America. Somebody in the joint said, is it effective? Of course it's effective. What are you talking about? The Black school that that Lord Jamar was talking about, the Trey Whitfield School, was the best school in the nation in online remote learning. You know what I'm saying? That's a Pan-African school, Black unification. You know what I'm saying? The Africa America Institute, you know what I'm saying? Over 7 decades, bridged Africa and the diaspora to catalyze a more sustainable and equitable world. The Pan-African Citizen Science E-Lab, right? Emerging for astronomy research. See, the problem is a lot of y'all that are against Pan-Africanism don't know your people. You don't look for the positives in your people. You look for the negatives so you can find a reason to not unify with your people. Not today, not with the Pan Man. Here's another institutions. You see right there, the Brother Pan-African Liberation Movement down in Baltimore. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You see, he got the Race First rally that happens every year. You know what I'm saying? He's got the Chamoyo School. That's another school that we can show that's positive, is showing success in Baltimore, and it's purely Pan-African. You know what I'm saying? Here's some other articles, you know what I'm saying, talking about today, because just people have already been asking this question, and the answer is out there. The problem is, if Black people don't want to unify, then of course it's not going to work, because we are the people that needs to make it work. So if you turn your back and say, no, I'm not going to do this, then of course you're going to be a part of the problem. So liberation, the act of liberating or the state of being liberated, an occasion when someone is released or made free, the act or process of freeing someone is something from someone else's control. Because the question becomes, do we need liberation and from who? Thomas Sankara says, the enemy of the people are the ones who divide them and cause them to fight each other. Do we know of people like that?
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Check. Systemic racism, These are the things that we need liberation from, right? Systemic racism, restoration of identity and dignity to build equitable power, economic inequality, cultural erasure, you know what I'm saying? And the global struggle, because we be having the same problems worldwide. You know what I'm saying? The term on code, what do that mean if it don't mean unification? You know what I'm saying? I mean, we talk about being on code all the time. When you look at your people, what do you see? You can see a black person walking down the street. You got no idea if they African, if they from Benin, if they from Niger, if they from Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? And it shouldn't matter. Once you see your people, you should know that that's you. You know what I'm saying? Right now, the enemy, the people that are trying to keep us again divided, etc., killing our people on an extreme rate. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about none of that shit. What they care about is killing us and keeping us down. We need to focus on the positive. We got a whole holiday right now called Juneteenth. When that happened, you know what I'm saying? Nobody cared about who was from any place. All we saw was black people, and we knew that we needed to go help those black people. We celebrate that to this day, jokingly, but still, you see the sister right there. She got the chair. It's Juneteenth, and it's up every year. And these are the people's names that's highlighted from it right there. You know what I'm saying? So what do you see when you see your people? If you don't see your people, then what good is you to the race? You feel me? Like I said, happy Juneteenth. You know what I mean? But happy belated Juneteenth. You know what I mean? So why study history? Like I went back through some of it because we got to learn from mistakes. I get our identity and roots. Same code for all the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? We can stay here for a minute to this time. How much time I got left?
You got 3 minutes.
Okay, so yeah. Understanding identity and roots. You know what I'm saying? That's part of Pan-Africanism. You know what I'm saying? So going back through everything I just went through, right? Like, again, staying on code. When we talk about inviting people to the cookout, if we talking about united we stand, divided we fall. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense that we got strength in numbers if we got people that we can link up with, you know what I'm saying, worldwide that have gone through similar struggles. We're not saying that everybody has gone through the same struggles. That's ridiculous. But like I said, what you have to do is link up with like-minded individuals, you know what I'm saying, who have gone through similar struggles or who at least respect the struggles that you've gone through so y'all can support each other through the thing. No other people on the planet is told to put down their history. Africa is our great-great-grandmother. Everybody acknowledges that. Why would you ignore your ancestry to try and unify with some new thing? You know what I'm saying? The problem is we need to build up what we have. You know what I'm saying? People talk about the extreme of Pan-Africanism is violence. Of course not. You know what I'm saying? Of course not. The extreme of Pan-Africanism is love and unity. You know what I'm saying? And building bridges across the world. You know what I'm saying? In industry, so we can compete with the other races of the world. You know what I'm saying? And not have to worry about these systemic issues that we just talked about over here. Hold on, where was that at? You know what I'm saying? When we talk about the systemic issues, we know our racial identity was taken from us. You know what I'm saying? We know that. We know we don't have equitable power as a collective. You know what I'm saying? We know our culture was erased. You know what I'm saying? So the way to do that, if it was based on race, if the issues that was pointed towards us was based on race, you know what I'm saying? The solution is supposed to be based on race. And that's our race. Like I just showed you again. I go back to the FBA website. They even let you know, as hard as they going right now, you know what I'm saying, to get reparations, you know what I'm saying? A real Pan-Africanism don't tell you don't get your reparation. Nah, we supposed to support you doing it. Like I said, strength in numbers.
60 seconds.
And we supposed to show that strength in force. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be like unapologetically black no matter what. Like I said, when you see your people, what is it that you actually see? Are you seeing differences when you see them? Do you look at your people and be like, oh man, that dude must be a Hebrew. I'm not going to hang out with that guy. Nah, bro. It's really what DMG said, man. If you black, I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? I hope you with me. If you on shit, of course, we're going to have an issue. But let's deal with that after we tried the unification first. And if you're not actively working and looking for the positives in your people, hush your mouth. And that goes to everybody. You're worthless to the race if you're not trying to build the race. We need folks that's serious about us. You feel me? It's about building, not about tearing down.
And that is time.
Happy 13th. Have a nice day.
right. Let me go ahead and remove you from the screen. There you go.
Shout out to the reigning, defending, undefeated, undisputed versus series world champion. Powerful opening round. Cannon, it's on you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now we are looking for my brother Heru Conscious, the pseudo hunter. I am going to add your presentation to the screen. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, DMG, we trusting you from here. I'm going to make it full screen for you. There we go. And I will start when you start.
So we already know what the title is. Is Pan-Africanism a practical solution for Black liberation in the 21st century? Next slide, brother. So we're going to look at the historical failure, since we want to dig into history of the Pan-African institutions. And I'm going to tell y'all, all of y'all in the chat, peace. Even though y'all hate me. Let's start with history, though, because history shows the difference between rhetoric and results. The OAU, which is the Organization of African Unity, founded in 1963, was supposed to embody Pan-African unity. In reality, it became infamous for what? Its weakness. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it clung to the principle of non-interference in member states' affairs. That meant when dictators rose up, right? When rose to power, when civil wars erupted, and when human rights abuses were carried out against African people, the OAU stood silent. It had the language of goddamn teeth. It had the language of unity, but none of its goddamn teeth. Next slide, brother. The African Union. Bro, listen, it was formed in 2002 to replace the OAU. It promised.
Hold on, Heru. Stop his time. Stop his time.
I already made the adjustment for him.
Okay, you got it. Because on my side, it didn't. All right, my man.
I saw the delay. I'll start back when Heru starts.
All right, you ready?
You got it.
Let's get it. The African Union, yo, formed in 2002, replaced the OAU, promised reform. Yet the two had been limited, still unable to enforce its own resolutions or prevent conflict in places like the Sudan, Ethiopia, or even the Sahel. Rhetoric is still strong, but the results still remain weak. And we're going to see that. The lesson here, though, family, is simple. Even when Africans themselves tried to operationalize Pan-Africanism through continental institutions, those structures failed in practice. Unity collapsed under the weight of national sovereignty, corruption, and self-interest. If the model has already failed repeatedly, we shouldn't even respect any different results. That's the definition of insanity. Next slide, please. So I want to get into this paper. It was written by Dr. Samuel G. Amu. This changed my life several years ago. This was written in May 1992. The OAU, African Conflicts, Past Successes, Present Paralysis, and Future Perspectives. The paper actually acknowledges that while the OAU had actually symbolic importance, it was broadly recognized by scholars and policymakers as a failure in conflict management. Amu notes that the overwhelming body of informed opinion and scholarship contends that the OAU interventions in regional conflicts have been largely ineffective. Next slide. So what they did, when you go to the continent Africa, it's not a country. You got to get this out your mind. It's not a small country. It's a whole continent. All right. And what they're choosing is sovereignty over unity. The analysis shows that the OAU was built on a compromise between unity and independence, but weighed heavily towards sovereignty. The first 5 principles of the OAU Charter are about protecting state independence and non-interference, with no real mechanism for unity or enforcement. Member states actually could value sovereignty over actual integration, making Pan-Africanism unworkable in practice. Next slide. Now we get into the lack of enforcement and institutional power. See, you guys are not ready for political arguments. This is something different here. We're not arguing as Jesus is Christ. We're arguing political power. Amu also points out that the OAU had no cohesive powers, no sanctions, no ability to expel members. Even its commission of mediation was never made functional. Jurisdiction was optional, not compulsory, meaning states could simply ignore it. This is direct evidence that the OAU was structurally incapable of enforcing Pan-African goals. Next slide. Now I'm going to punch you in your mouth. The OAU had salience without efficacy, brother. It was a natural place to turn when in times of conflict, but it failed to deliver results due to lack of resources, rotating leadership, and conflicting natural interests. The OAU/AU, because the AU replaced the OAU, right? It became symbolic talk shops, while real conflicts raged unchecked. The paper that I'm citing from concludes that the OAU cannot make it alone. It actually argues that effective conflict resolution in Africa require UN, which is the United Nations, and external support. This is actually let me say this. This is actually undermines the romanticized version of self-sufficient Pan-African unity. Even serious African scholars admit it was not workable without outside intervention. Y'all got to excuse my staring, but here I am. Brother, my next slide, please. See, we're going to deal with this because policy beats nostalgia, right? Garvey, Black Star collapsed in 4 years with no fucking policy impact. Dr. King, Civil Rights Act, 1964. Voting Rights Act, 1965. We're talking about enforceable federal law. If Pan-Africanism worked, we'd be quoting Garvey's legislation. But the real blueprint for Black advancement came from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., right? Proof that focused local action changes laws, not just your fucking mood. Next slide. So this brings me to the real question, my brother. Now you meet the pseudo hunter, Pan. Liberation from what exactly? Colonial rule? That ended for most Africans in the 1960s. Legal segregation in the U.S. ended in the 1960s as well. Slavery ended even earlier. So the real barriers in 2025 are not chains and plantations. They're economics, education, governance, and infrastructure gaps. This man ain't spoke about none of that shit in this first round. Economics and education are the things that we need to get, are the things that you get liberated from. Listen to what I'm saying. They're not things you get liberated from. These are things that you invest in and build. And I want to know if Pan-Africanism can explain how it built schools, created industries, lowered readmittance fees, or it's just rhetoric. What y'all want to put up, y'all Prince? Y'all want to put up your Prince? Dr. Umar? Next slide, please, man. Come on. I'm about to wipe this nigga down. Pandemics. Are you aware of the 14th Amendment? You are a U.S. citizen. You have the right to vote. You can own property. You can run industries if you wanted to. Stop raising up complaints and raise solutions. Next slide. So we got to reframe liberation. Let's be real here. Black folks in America aren't chained up in fucking fields, man. We're citizens. We vote, we hold office, we build businesses, we run entire industries. That's liberation. The fight now isn't freedom from bondage, it's economic growth, scientific literacy, policy power inside of countries where we live. The difference is a lot of Pan-Africanists today can't process that because they're stuck fighting yesterday's battle. Pan-Africanism was the medicine for a past wound. Psychological liberation for the stripped of identity during slavery and colonialism. But you don't keep taking the same antibiotics once an infection is gone. Today, it's outdated.
5 minutes.
Yes, sir. Our issues are poverty, crime, education, economics, not dreaming of a mass return to Africa or pretending that the continent is just one nation. Next slide. So now we're going to get into scientific and financial literacy as true tools of liberation, as he requested. Liberation in the 21st century isn't about escaping racial construct. It's about mastering the systems that actually govern opportunity in a capitalist world. And in the West, that means scientific and financial literacy. And I'm going to break down financial literacy because, bro, I had to learn it. Financial literacy is the ability to budget, save, and invest. It's proven. It's a proven pathway to wealth. Let's check this out. Research from the American Economic Association shows that higher financial literacy directly correlates with household wealth, better investment choices, stronger retirement security. So in other words, listen to me. The difference between upward mobility and stagnation is often knowledge, not color. The lack of financial literacy is a bigger barrier to liberation than someone's flag. Next slide, please. Now we get into scientific literacy because scientific literacy is just as crucial. In today's world, STEM fields dominate the highest paying and most stable jobs, brother. Yet the OECD's PISA report 2022 results show disadvantaged students are 5 times more to fall below baseline proficiency in science. The gaps, listen, bro, the gap locks people out of the very institutions or the industries, I should say, driving innovation and wealth. Closing it is not about Pan-Africanism slogans. It's about educating policy and job training and skill building right where we fucking live not abroad. And I got sources to say on all of this, as you can see. I hope you all take the time to screenshot this and actually read it. Next slide, please. This is where he's about to die too, because the data shows that the real engine behind oppression in the West isn't race alone. It's class and economics. A 2016 Brookings report revealed that the racial disparities and violent crimes nearly disappeared once social economic status is accounted for. FBI and the Department of Justice data confirm the same. Y'all can look this shit up. I got the link right here for you. Poor neighborhoods.
60 seconds.
Poor neighborhoods, regardless of race, face a higher crime. And you know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, look, it doesn't matter. They don't care if you black or white. It's rich or poor out here. And which you fucking know. I'm going to stop right there, brother.
Okay, you had 30 seconds left.
Yeah, I'm going to stop right there. I got this nigga next round.
Okay. I'm going to remove your slide, and that is the end of your round. Let me go ahead and reposition this so everybody could be shown. Now, we are going into the top of round 2, argument and rebuttal period. So this round is also 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go ahead and restart this timer.
Hey, listen, no personal attacks. If it ain't about the info, refrain from commenting, especially moderator on moderator. If you see a hater, get them out of the chat, unless it's Slim Reaper, because you know, that's how me and him go. Any other hater, get them out of the chat.
All right. We are back. And Pan, let me know when you are ready. Mic check.
Hello?
Oh, there you go. I can hear you now. You good?
Oh, shit. Yeah. It's my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn, my brother. Can I add? Do you want me to add your presentation to the screen?
Yeah, it should be up.
All right, adding to the stage. I am going to
nodding off over here for a minute.
Give it the cinema layout. I'll start when you start.
So let me see what this is.
And it's on you.
That's what we do. Okay, yeah, right. I was looking for one. Okay, I am ready to go. Okay, so normally right now I wouldn't even do this, but he really I would normally rebut what he just said, but everything he just said, I already said in my first round, right? We already showed you the schools based around Pan-Africanism that are teaching science, technology, enrichment, and things like that. So, you know what I mean? Based on the response to the racial disparities in education. So I showed that already. So clearly he either wasn't paying attention or didn't expect me to go first and have that for him. So his whole first round was just wasted because my first round was already rebutting it. One more time, shout out to the Pan fans, to the Panamaniacs, to the bar. I just got one question for y'all. Gang gang. Do you gang bang? Hey. So once again, Pan-Africanism is a practical solution. That is the title of the thing. It's not whether it's the only practical solution, it is whether or not it is a practical solution. And since I just showed people practicing it with successes, I just showed you the one school is the best school in the nation in online learning, especially during the COVID situation. That was damn near 2 years where they was on top of the whole nation. Come on, get it together. We're just gonna run through a couple options here. This is basically just a lesson at this point. You know what I'm saying? But the idea here is if we know that it's one of Pan-Africanism, don't disrespect the other ones. There's no reason for Pan-African to disrespect black socialism or black Marxism. You know what I'm saying? Do that. Do your thing. You know what I mean? But we talking about unification. And all of those things can be working at the same time. But just like Malcolm said, you know what I'm saying? By any means necessary. So if we know Pan-Africanism is a tool in the toolbox, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't make sense to throw it away. You know what I'm saying? Emmett Till mom said 2 months ago she had a nice apartment. You know what I'm saying? She had a son. And when something happened to her, niggas in the South, she said, that's their business, not mine. Now she know how wrong she was. You know what I'm saying? And the murder of her son has shown her that what happens to any of us anywhere in the world should be our business. You know what I'm saying? Because we strengthen numbers, pushes policy. You know what I'm saying? The Black Panther Party, come on, that's a Pan-African movement in itself. You know what I'm saying? And it was a political party. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Emmett Till's cousin is now running for U.S. Senate in Mississippi, like right now, like that's happening. And you know her experiences based on what her aunt said. You know what I'm saying? That famous quote is going to guide her policies moving forward. So when she's talking about us and throughout the country, she sees us as a people. You know what I mean? That's what we need. So in this game called liberation, we have to choose what we want to do. Me personally, I chose Pan-Africanism. That's my thing. You know what I mean? And I'm showing how it's practical. You know what I mean? But what is the brother even presenting as an alternative? You know what I'm saying? To say that it's completely impractical. Like we haven't seen how it's just impractical. You know what I mean? Marxism, communism, you can choose from any of these choices. You know what I'm saying? Socialism has its strength in worker organizing, but race awareness is lacking. You know what I'm saying? It ignores its own racism within its own unions, you know what I'm saying, as far as the socialist unions, wherever it is around the world. You know what I'm saying? They don't have race issues. Those same things that he was quoting and trying to be all serious about. Socialism don't focus on that. Black socialism do, but black socialists get excluded inside their own union. Black Marxists, you know what I'm saying? It usually, Marxism itself is usually fit for Europe, but not black life. Because again, the black liberation, they push that to the side. You never heard Marxism take us to no heights. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about things that are outdated. Think about the dating it is. Come on. Communism. Black communists exist. You know what I'm saying? Their strength is global links. Because, you know what I'm saying? But again, that's just like Pan-Africanism. We're trying to link up with the global power, our own global power. You know what I'm saying? Create our own and build on it. You know what I'm saying? But their reliance is on outside powers. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. That's the problem. We trying to rely on us, on code. They not like us. Who you with? Who you with? Anarchism. That's an option. You can like burn this whole shit down. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is you're not going to be able to organize that. That's not going to really benefit us in the long term as a people. And that's another thing. As a people, we talk about as a people, as a collective thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I showed you earlier, even the FBA's got to acknowledge that they're African. So what are you trying to separate us from the continent for? Why are you trying to convince white folks that you're not what they hate the most? You know what I'm saying? You are them. They are us. Just representatives stand on it. I don't get the problem. You know what I mean? Religion. A lot of us want to push religion as the solution for liberation. You know what I'm saying? It's cool, but you got faith in leaders. You know what I'm saying? You got to have the faith that it has that group's interest in mind. And then the leader has to be this charismatic thing, whatever. And the focus is on intangibles. This is not a religious debate, but y'all all know my position as an atheist. You know what I'm saying? So we got to have some tangible solutions in a situation where our people is getting killed. I just showed how we dying based on race. They looking at us. They don't see whether we the communists, Marxists, individualists, none of that thing like that. They see black people, and then we die based on what they see. So the solution should be something based on race. You know what I'm saying? As far as I'm concerned. Individualism, this is a big thing that people want to go with. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of inspiring firsts. You know what I'm saying? Oprah Winfrey, Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Ice Cube. You know what I mean? It's all types of individual successes you can see. You know what I mean? But they don't deal with systemic change. They're not focusing on changing the system that got them to individual success. You know what I'm saying? Like it says right here, token wins without mass liberation. People been individually being successful this whole time since slavery ended. You don't see us liberated yet. So while you listing off all these failures, when have you seen anything else work? We still all in the same situation right now. And it makes sense to use whatever tools. You want to be an individualist, go ahead. But do that shit and know that we trying to help too, bro. Just know we gonna help you no matter what, bro. It don't even matter. Pan-Africanism is a unification thing, regardless of whether you want it or not. You feel me? Integrationist. You know what I'm saying? People, that's what he sounded like he wanted to do for real right now, is integrate. Because he's talking about you are a citizen. You are a citizen. You know what I'm saying? Cultural and economic autonomy, though, is impossible. You know what I'm saying? And it ignores our history. Currently, right now, integrating into this current system right now, they're trying to get rid of everything that made us great historically. And the brother is saying, he trying to come out, history is bad. You know what I'm saying? We're not supposed to rely on history. History made us where we are today. And if he admitted in his opening that it was successful to a point, at what time did it stop being successful? If it's growing, if it's something that's getting built, just because it didn't work in some realms, you know what I'm saying? Don't mean you just give up and just walk away from your ancestries and your people. That's ridiculous. So of course we chose Pan-Africanism. You feel me? Super Pan Man. The only movement where weakness is practical and not fatal, though, right? So some of those things he just mentioned is stuff that can, stuff can go wrong, but we can fix it. But it ain't gonna kill the whole movement. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm talking about. Here you go. You got passive and proactive Pan-Africanism. The brother Martin Luther King, he even mentioned Martin Luther King, right? He had a statement. We know nothing about Africa, although our roots are there. But I mean, as far as the average, we know nothing about Africa, right? In converse, Malcolm X position was you left your mind in Africa, right? So those two different things. But guess what? The racist system didn't give a fuck. You can denounce Africa all you want, but guess what's going to happen? You know what I'm saying? If the enemy decides that you're the enemy, you're going down. You know what I mean? And so to denounce your Africanness because the enemy got you scared, that's different. So now let's talk about the world stage. You know what I mean? Diasporic xenophobia, you know what I'm saying, it's just adding to the Willie Lynch mindset that comes from the Willie Lynch syndrome. You know what I'm saying? Except for you trying to say that you can't rock with black folks because they came to a certain area voluntarily versus in chains. So just because somebody came with a ticket instead of in chains, they not African or they not black. That's what he said earlier. We talking about black liberation. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Just because they came over here with a ticket and not in chains, that's not your cousin. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. This is being ridiculous. But the xenophobia has been taught into us, you see, through the Williams style tactics that we've gone through so long since the Ma'afa began. Now, here we go. Still on the world stage. Africans is all over the world based on the diaspora, and they tell you who they are by the hyphenated name. Afro or African in front of the name lets you know where they at. That's them talking when you see that. You see what I mean? And they tell you that everywhere they go. I'm not going to stay too long on this, but you can see these here. It's the Afro-Ukrainians right now dealing with this the war that's happening right now. They're there. South African people and Afro-Sri Lankan. You're part of the diaspora. You feel me? Afro-Russians still in that same war. You know what I mean? Afro-Palestinians. You know what I mean? Afro-Arabs. Freaking African Canadians. We all across the globe, bro. Ecuadorians. Afro-Brazilians. Afro-Latinos, Afro-Mexicans, we all over the world, Afro-Europeans even, right? So they was talking about some other things last night. European this, European that. Well, we over there too, bro. And acknowledge ourselves as that when we get there. We talk about wherever we are on the globe.
Listen, let me punch this thing in his motherfucking mouth.
Hey, what's happening, man?
I'm saying, let me punch this nigga.
Hey, Heru. You can't talk during his presentation, bro.
Oh. I'm assuming
I stopped your time. Obviously, I did.
How much time is left?
You got a little bit over 5 minutes.
All right, we good.
Go ahead and start when you ready, and I'll start the time back.
Here we go. That Afro-European. All right, so let's moving forward. Like I said, we honor and respect our ancestry wherever we at. You know what I'm saying? It's taking longer for some folks to get it together, but you know what I'm saying? It's coming. It's slow, but this is something that we need to happen worldwide for us to build. You know what I'm saying? And again, you got even the Australians down under. You know what I'm saying? So the brother mentioned the African Union, even in their constitution, it says that they recognize the diaspora as the sixth region of Africa. So that's just adding us to the numbers. I'm not saying the African Union is perfect. However, that is a great depiction of an end goal. We want something to be like that, to be a solution. But okay, they wasn't able to stand up against another world power. Who is right now, if not something that's at least starting to set up? And I'm not saying that that's the perfect solution, but unification effort is the thing. Clearly, those same powers that he said that they fell to or was scared to talk to with no teeth or whatever, they still about to be attacking you as Africans worldwide anyway. So why are you going to be scared to unify as an African? Help build that shit up. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense to me. And here you go. Like people hear me talk about me doing this real work in real life. My brother, the Paramount Chief, Master Fode, you know what I'm saying? He is really running the Black Star Action Network. I'm running out of time a little bit, but he's back and forth with the Gullah Geechee nation of North America and in Sierra Leone, back and forth, Pan-Africanism working. Please take a moment to look at this letter that he sent in our this debate we having right here. You know what I'm saying that Pan-Africanism is obviously a practical solution because he's living it. You know what I'm saying? Again, here's another example of the Gullah Geechee in Florida. You know what I'm saying? The Seminole Angola colony. You know what I'm saying? They got ancestry back to Africa, and he's part of keeping that connection together. And he's got hundreds and thousands of people to follow. Again, my brother Cam Howard, part of the first reparation movement was the HR 40, well, the most recent one, anyways. And it was all Pan African organizations. You see, New African People, the People Republic of New Africa, National Conference of Black Lawyers, all NCOVA specifically, all Pan African organizations that put together the primer to seize the time to try and get reparations for those that was enslaved, not for anybody else, not for no tethers and all that stupid shit. Here you go. Here's the again some UN shit, right? Matter of fact, let me run through this. Melanin guy, he teach comedic science. You know what I'm saying? He get his shit from another Pan-African brother, Odwirafu. We ain't got to really go through that, but that's nothing else. Again, you see everybody else do the hyphenated thing. Arab American, German American, Irish American. Everybody else do their thing except us. The brother chose independence. I mean, individualism, right? So just some examples. Here's some examples right here, some successes and failures if I don't get a chance to actually say it all. You know what I'm saying? But most of these people here, Jason Riley, Shelby Steele, Thomas Sowell, Clarence Thomas, Candace Owens, they talk about individual success, but they don't deal with race. They don't deal with the systemic racism that we have to face as a people. You know what I'm saying? Here's some other people, successes and failures. And what I'm saying is these people can be all of these things. You want to be a black Marxist, do that. You know what I'm saying? You want to be an anarchist, go do that. You want to be religious, go do that. You want to, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to do that. But just know, first of all, also comedic science does equal Pan-Africanism because it's connecting us to our ancestry and to the understanding of ancient religions and the fact that versus science. And I've seen the brother talk about comedic science. He is still to this day a Pan-African, no matter what he say. And everybody that you deal with comedic science gave you Pan-African. I mean, everybody that gave you comedic science was a Pan-African. So yeah, it looks like we at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? So who you with? How much time I got left?
You got about 2 minutes.
2 minutes. All right, let's go back a little bit then. So being more specific on these guys right here, the individualism thing, right? So he's talking about science and STEM is a success. Okay, so that's an individual. You still got to spiral out to the community. You got to spiral out to the city, spiral out to the state, spiral out to the country. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a systemic problem that we're dealing with. These people right here always want to focus on individual success. These are the cats that always tell you that race is not a monolith and shit like that. But nothing can be a monolith. You know what I'm saying? I showed you that image in the very beginning. A monolith is this big black structure. You know what I'm saying? It's flat on all sides. Nothing can be a perfect structure like that. This is not what we're talking about with Pan-Africanism. We're talking about unifying to combat the problems that face us. And we're not downplaying anything else. Like I said, Pan-Africanism is one of many practical solutions that we should use all of the tools for. You know what I'm saying? For the purpose of Black liberation. And I told you the things that we need to liberate from: the systemic racism, the economic disparities, the over policing, the miseducation, the under medicating or over medicating in certain cases. You know what I'm saying? We need our own everything. You know what I'm saying? Worldwide, every other race got it. There's no reason for us to act like we don't want it because we want to be citizens under an oppressive thing that we've been under this whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes sense. And it's wild to me to disrespect the work of ancestors that lived and died for the betterment of our people. And so with that, I will just say salute. Shout out PVO Clothing. If you want to donate, like Smiley's, Young Cash App. And shit, that's all, folks. Who you with? Who you with? Gang, gang.
Do you gang, bang? 15 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, I be outside with my gang, gang. Hey. Rip your gang side with your gang bang. We from the bar, reload, the bar, reload, the bar, reload. Oh.
Powerful second round from the reigning, defending, undisputed, undefeated versus series champ. But something tells me the hitman, the hunter, Heru Conscious has something to say about it in his second round. Let's go.
It's on you, Heru. I'll start when you start. Unmute your mic.
You listen, you damn Skippy, because I'm not done. And bring your motherfucking ass here. Listen, bruh. The data shows the real engine behind oppression in the West isn't race alone. It is class and economics. 2016 Brookings report revealed that racial disparities and violent crime nearly disappeared once social economic status is accounted for. So that means when the FBI and the Department of Justice data, check this out, bro, confirm the same thing. Poor neighborhoods, regardless of race, face higher crime rates. You know, it's just what it is. You got to understand this thing. You grew up with somebody that they grew up with you. There was a white boy, and he's still a nigga because he grew up with you, and you know what I'm saying. That's he for the hood. At the end of the day, you guys got to stop this shit. You got to stop it. You got it. You have to, because at the end of the day, you work with motherfuckers that are you come from 1930s, 1940s, 1950s. That speech is gone. You in 2025, and I don't need no interruption. I don't care what nobody got to say. Here's where I'm going. Hit my slide for me, man, because that's the wrong slide. So we got to look at the global nature of racism. Racism is not. Racism is actually a global phenomenon. Pan-Africanism imagines that if Africa unites, black people everywhere will be free. We'll take over. But racism, listen, man, racism in America doesn't only exist. I'm just gonna say this, man. Look, I'm sorry. My dog threw me off this on the slide, but I'm gonna say this. Look, this brother has no idea the power that we actually have through what we know. It's what we know versus what we pretend to know. What we gonna get out here and shoot rhetoric on, and what we actually exercising on. You can read the slide. I don't have to exercise on the slide. You can read it for yourself. Take a screenshot of it. Next slide, please. Let's go, bro. Because what I want to get into, it really is economics. Because liberation is meaningless without material actual progress. Pan-Africanists love to point out to the African Continental Free Trade Area, or the AFCFTA, as proof that the dream is alive. And this is real. I know Pan gonna do this shit. But let's look at the fucking data, nigga. By early 2024, only 31 of 48 ratified countries had even begun trading under the AFCFTA, right? Reports show from 2025 still describe the rollout as slow, uneven, and even riddled with bureaucracy. You understand what that means? Bureaucracy? Oh my goodness. Meanwhile, the intra-Africa trade, compare that with Europe at 60% or Asia at 50%. The gap is staggering. Why? Because trade on paper does not equate to trade in practice. You look at my source. Now next slide. Nobody's keeping up with me, man. Just save it for the next one, man. That's wrong. I said save it for the next one, man, because that's wrong, man. You come on, man.
So
What?
Are you
Damn,
done?
stop Heru time, bro.
Okay.
I want to rock out. I'm just saying I want
No,
my
no,
shit
no.
to hit when I go.
We don't understand what you're saying, bro. You saying
I
you
want
want to
my
concede?
No, I want my slide to hit when I go. Like I was ready for my slide, but I had to wait like an extra 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, my signal, my internet signal was weak. If anybody didn't heard me say that before, sometimes my internet signal is weak. If I get kicked off, y'all keep going. I couldn't say that while you was going on the slide, so I just hoped it would have came back by the time you was ready.
Yeah, I'm sorry, DMG. You know
No,
what I mean?
no. Because at the end of the day, we got to get it to a point where everybody can control their own PowerPoint. Because I don't want to be responsible if somebody feel like they didn't get the best result they wanted to get because they had to depend on me to do their shit.
Right. And real shit. You see, we prepared, both of us. It's just that we having technical difficulties. Like my slides ain't keeping up with my speech. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready, bro. Can I go ahead and kill this nigga?
Yeah, it's on you. I'll start back when you start.
All right. So what we dealing with? Listen, man, family. You got to look at the barriers, right? Infrastructure deficit. The African Development Bank estimates that Africa needs more than 100 billion per year and new infrastructure just to catch up. Just to catch up. Roads, railways, ports, electricity. Listen to what I'm saying. Without all that, trade is just a theory. And then you got to look at the corruption and governance within that. Under RBG. Widespread corruption across the continent undermines trust and investment. Of course it does. Of course it does. A unified system built on top of corruption only scales the problem. But then you face currency fragmentation, right? With over 40 different currencies in circulation, African trade often gets routed, I should say, through U.S. dollar, draining the value before it even touches African hands. Are you serious? So much for your remittances. You know what I mean? You gotta understand finance to understand this. And what I'm saying is this is crazy. This is crazy. Why keep continuing the same fucking path if you're not gonna change anything? So, brother, change my slide. Let's not forget about the diaspora. Pan-Africanists often say remittances from the diaspora will drive Africa's rise. But sub-Saharan Africa is the most expensive region in the world for remittances. The fees averaging at 7 to 8% Billions of dollars are siphoned off of every year by banks and middlemen. If the pipes are already leaking, pouring water into them won't solve the fucking problem. And the truth is this, though, family. You got to understand where I'm going with this. Pan-African economics is a fragile overdependence, and raw materials mean that the African economies are at the mercy of global commodity prices. And that's wrong. Y'all gonna tell me it's right? A dip in copper or oil make oil markets can actually collapse entire budgets. Unity doesn't solve that. Diversification and education, industrialization does. Without those, Pan-Africanism's economic vision is just a castle built on sand. And I'm gonna keep it real. I was a Pan-Africanism. I was on that. We're not gonna do that. Where's my next slide? Because the truth is, every hour, every dollar we pour into romantic back to Africa dreams is an hour and dollar spent not building actual power where you live. The African diaspora sends more than 50 billion a year in remittance fees into the continent. Yet 80% of Africa's pharmaceuticals are still being imported by, you know what I'm saying? And many countries are still depend on Chinese infrastructure and infrastructure loans. You gotta understand what I'm talking about. Grateful, trust me, it's grateful to feel good solidarity, and that's true. But that same capital, family, could see STEM incubators, fund legal defense teams, and create venture funds, expand HBU endowments.
3 minutes.
Yes, sir. And unity should multiply power. Pan-Africanism divides it, siphon our energy into a romantic pipeline that leaks billions before it touches a single local classroom. So I'm leaving sources right here. My thing is, what you seen from pandemics so far is rhetoric, and we're gonna put this up against results. Now, next slide, bro. Political dilution. We gotta get into politics. African Americans, we already been through this. You know what I'm saying? We come on. What more do you need? You can vote. You are free. Next slide, bro. I ain't gonna touch this one because I already talked about it. Give me the next one. See, this is what it all boils down to. Let's get honest about intellectual foundation, family. Pan-Africanism was actually born in the early 1900s on race essentialism. This idea of singular Black Africa, fucking category. It's a category fallacy, man. You stop it. Modern genetics destroys that. Africa is the most genetically diversified continent on the earth. Two Africans from distant regions can be more differently different from each other than they are from from European. Over 1,500 languages, 54 nations, countless cultures, and we are supposed to just pretend that one is it's just one political identities. That's not unity. That's category error, bro.
60 seconds.
Yeah, you got me. So when a movement builds on 1920s assumptions, long since been debunked, you don't monetize it. You retire that shit. Our people deserve a new, refreshed idea, and that's what I'm gonna give them tonight.
And that's time.
Peace.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this from the screen. Now we are in the part of the debate which they call the chin check round. And for those who don't know, each participant gets 10 minutes to question their opponent. Time for the the questioner only, and then the other person has the opportunity to respond. And just as a reminder, you can get 3 timeouts just in case you got to get somebody back on track. Are both combatants ready? Or should I say debaters?
Yeah, who's going first?
Remember, this is
I'm ready, bro. Let's go.
All right. Let me set my clock to 10. Give me about 60 seconds.
Who's going first?
So remember, because you went first during the round section, you go last during the chin check and the closeout this time.
Yeah, it's Heru.
He got questions for me. 10 questions. 10 minutes for questions. Right?
Yeah.
Check.
All right. Heru, are you ready?
Hang on. I'm almost ready. I put it up my list now. And for everybody that's waiting for me to do this, he wants to portray like he's the real dumb dada. He's not the real dumb dada. I'm going to show it. I'm going to show it right now. There's no idea what the struggle was and what it is. He Yale's claims. We coming. Zeus, no. 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 Give me 1 second, man.
Hey, Heru, you good, bro?
Yeah, I apologize. I'm just trying to quiet my dog down. You know what I mean? That's it. I'm sorry for that. Give me 2 seconds. I got you. I'm putting him in the scan on that. All right. I will start
as a reminder, this is the chin check round. Heru, ready your questions. And when you start asking questions, I will start your time. You have 10 minutes. It's on you.
All right. So give me 2 seconds. I'm bringing up my questions right now. Right now. It's 2 seconds, bro. I promise. All right, here we go. Let's start right now, okay?
You got it.
All right, Pan. Answer this for me. Name 3 enforceable policies the African Union has passed in the last decade that materially improved Black life outside the continent.
Enforceable policies. When you say that, what do you mean by enforceable?
No, don't answer me with a question. Answer the question. Do you need me to repeat it again?
No, I need you to clarify what you mean.
I need you to answer the question. You're not going to take my time.
I need you to clarify.
Bro, I need you to answer.
When you say enforceable, what you mean?
Name 3 enforceable policies that the African Union has passed in the last decade that has materially improved Black life outside the continent. Do it now.
What do you mean by enforceable?
Go. If you're confused, I'll move on to the next question. Okay, we'll move on. You can't answer that. Okay. So the OAU existed for 39. Hold on. Listen. The OAU existed for 39 years now, right? How many African conflicts did it actually resolve?
I'm not sure off the top of my head. And technically, the OAU is different than the OAU.
Oh, okay. But you can't answer that, right? You can't answer.
No.
Cool. If Pan-African unity works, why does intra-Africa trade remain about 16%, the lowest of any continent?
The best answer for that is those people that are in charge of that are doing the best they can with what they have.
I dare you to say white percent. I dare you to say white supremacy, but go ahead.
Pan, speak up.
What I said was the best answer to that is the people that's in charge of that are doing the best they can with what they have at this time.
Oh, it's people in charge of that? Cool. So Pan-Africanism is not doing anything about people in charge of it.
I'm sorry, what?
Is that correct?
Pan-Africanism is not doing anything about people in charge of it? Is that what you asked me?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Well, that's the excuse you just used. But
The answer to this question, if you just asked me, is the reason is that those numbers are what they are. Those people are doing the best they can with what they do.
The app, CFTA was launched in 2021. Mm-hmm. Which 3 countries can you prove have increased GDP because of it?
No idea.
You don't know.
No.
That's even greater. Because guess what? Guess what I'm about to ask you now. Africa needs roughly 100 billion a year in infrastructure, and that's true. Mm-hmm. We're talking railways and all kinds of shit, right? Mm-hmm. What Pan-African funding mechanism currently provides even 10% of that?
10% of that? None that I know of at this moment.
See, you got to admit that you're drowning right now, right? Because you can't even answer none of my questions, bro. And we're gonna keep pushing. I really want to get into economics and practicality, right?
Okay.
I want you to know that you're dealing with the real deal. Will you acknowledge that? With 40 plus different currencies, how does Pan-Africanism overcome dollar dependency for trade without first creating a single currency?
Well, the single currency may not necessarily be the solution. See, what can happen is the people come together and they just make a decision based on what they decide. It's the Africans making their own thing. That's the plan. The plan is we're not necessarily talking about some perfect structure. We're talking about mistakes going to happen. And things is not necessarily going to be ideal. So it's going to have to be something that's equitable for each different country, as well as the 6th region, which is the diaspora. You know what I'm saying? And we need to be at that table to have that discussion so we can put our input on it. Instead of being behind keyboards and ChatGPT trying to shoot shots from a distance, we should be in that room proudly as the 6th region, trying to help with that discussion about the currency. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about rhetoric, right now, you giving me all the rhetoric. I'm telling you that people over there is working. I gave you examples of people that's working. I showed you brothers that's working over there and over here right now. We at the table, bro. Come sit at the table. Who you with?
Well, you slow down. You slow down. You slow your ass down.
Come sit at the table with us.
This is my time. Slow down, nigga.
Come
and I'm gonna tell you right now. This is funny. Hold on. This is funny right here. Because this is what you need to understand, right? With 40 plus different currencies, how does Pan-Africanism overcome dollar dependency for trade without first creating a single currency? See, you couldn't answer that question, so you
I just told you. What I said was my first thing was you may not need a single currency, but they will find a solution that works for them. So you're gonna hear me. The answer to your question.
Hold on, you need to stop for a minute because I wasn't done.
The answer to your question is they may not need a single currency.
Listen, sub-Saharan remittances.
Africans will find a solution for African problems.
Bro, listen to me.
That's the answer to your question.
Sub-Saharan remittance fees average 7 to 8%. This is the largest in the fucking world. Name one Pan-African initiative that has lowered those fees. Name me one. Name me one, nigga.
I don't know off the top of my head.
You don't know. So you have no answers. All you got is rhetoric for me. Exactly what I predicted.
What rhetoric did I say?
Hold on. Here's another one.
Here's another one for you. Rhetoric. When did I say rhetoric?
Here's another one for you. Africa is the most genetically diverse continent on Earth. How does a movement built on singular Black Africa identify, survive, and that scientific fact?
It never, Pan-Africanism never told you about singular Black Africa. It's
Okay,
literally divided into 6
you're
regions
lying.
as far as regions is
You're
concerned.
lying.
What are you
You're a
talking about?
Garveyite. You're a Garveyite, right?
Yes.
You're lying. Garvey never stepped foot in Africa, but he imagined this utopia of Black
No, he
Africa.
never said nothing about a
Yeah,
utopia. He said about a unified
we all know.
people
We all know.
with Africa as the center of
Next
us.
question.
That's what
Next
should be
question.
happening. This is what happened for the rest
Next
of
question.
the races on the
Next
earth.
question, bro. Slow down.
You know
Slow
what I'm
down.
saying?
Which
No, why
success?
don't you
Hold
if
on.
you
Hold
don't
on.
understand that it's not about a singular Africa, you don't
Super
understand
Band Man.
Pan-Africanism.
Super Band.
I want you
Super
to
Band Man.
understand.
Shut the fuck up and listen. And listen to
Okay,
this
go ahead.
question well.
Okay, here's the question.
Which existing African bloc has proven it can maintain a common passport or visa system for all 54 fucking nations?
No idea as of yet, but right now they're working on one for all of
So
us.
you can't answer shit I'm asking you.
You're asking
How
stupid
the
questions.
fuck
But
you come in
continue.
this debate? You didn't pick the topic. You can't stay on topic, and you can't even answer none of my questions. You're a champion? Champion of what? Champion of what? Hold on. I got another question for you. God damn it. How do you reconcile Pan-African racial solidarity with the reality of North African Arab states that don't self-identify as Black?
Well, Morocco just joined the African Union, so I'm not sure what you're talking about.
No, we're talking about decades and longer than that.
I thought you
Let's
didn't want
go.
to talk about the history. I thought you were talking about modern times. Modern
No,
times right now, they just joined.
when you're dealing with history,
Spit it out, man. What you talking about? You just said the northern African states. I just told you that they just joined.
That's
So
why we
what's the
study
problem?
history, so don't make the same
Modern
mistake.
times. No, you don't want to go back to
You
history.
don't
You
know
don't
history.
want
This
to
is
go
why
on
you
the
don't
rhetoric
even
of
know.
history. You want to
Can't
stay in
even
modern
answer no
times.
fucking question.
21st century.
Man, so
21st
guess
century,
what?
they part
Guess
of the
what?
union.
You can
Now,
shut the
what's the
fuck
problem?
up right now. Next
What's the
question.
problem? Next question.
If African Americans owed allegiance to Africa,
60 seconds.
hold on, how does that straighten their voting power in the U.S.?
How does it straighten it? Is it crooked?
This nigga ain't answer shit today. Fuck out.
I didn't hear what you said. You said straighten it. How does it straighten the voting? What are you talking about?
Heru Conscious in this bitch. Gotta be able to answer his questions. I got him. I got him. Shoot your questions now, nigga. Because you didn't answer none of mine.
Are you forfeiting the rest of your time? You had 30 seconds.
Man, he ain't gonna answer shit. He playing games.
I just asked you what you said. Just repeat it, bro.
You don't ask me shit in my question and answer round. You don't ask me shit. Let's get that straight.
15 seconds.
I asked you the questions. Now sit your $5 ass down before I make change. Shoot, go ahead and let that nigga.
And
go.
that's time. All right. Now we're gonna start it back up. Pan, are you ready? Are you prepared to ask questions?
I guess.
I'll start when you start.
In the opening, you said that Pan-African was.
Speak up. Speak up, Pan.
In the opening, how's that? Check 1, 2.
You sound better now. I'm gonna start.
Right. In the opening, you said that Pan-Africanism was successful in the past. What successes did you see in the past?
The only successes is what I pointed out in my slides. You need to refer back to that, brother. I don't confer with you. I don't agree with you, and we're gonna make that clear for the judges. So if the question you're asking me right now, you need to go back to my very first slides because I covered that.
Okay. So when do you think it stopped working?
Well, hold on. It stopped working the moment that Black folks was liberated. We're talking about the 60s until now. It's 2025, Pan. You are.
So we're liberated now.
You are free. Are you free to leave as well as you free to stay?
I am. But don't ask me questions.
Okay.
Remember,
So
I'm asking you.
on that.
So
you're not.
So
you don't need liberation.
So you just got finished during your salute.
From shit, right?
During your
shit,
during your presentation, you showed some economic disparities and some education disparities and things like that. Speaking on science and things like that will be the solution for our liberation. right? Mm-hmm. Remember, you brought the title. You the one put liberated in the title, so you the one that said that we need to be liberated or something. So now you say that we don't.
It was a trick
question. Yeah, I mean,
your dumbass
it was your title.
Your dumbass.
No, it was your title.
Your dumbass fell for it. I didn't say that was my position.
So you didn't have a slide that's talking about economic racial disparities? Did you have a slide?
So deal with it and
did you have
answer my question?
Pause my time. Pause my time.
What are you doing?
Pause my time.
Yeah, pause this time. Because you can't handle this. You ain't answer shit, nigga.
Darian, check. You there?
Yeah, you good. I'll pause your time.
He can ask this question, I'm going to answer. But at the end of the day, he has to answer for shit. It's rhetoric versus results. Let's go.
I start when you start, Pan.
I don't need no chastisement, nigga. Let's go. You the champ, nigga. You should be able to handle me. Let's go.
All right, here we go.
Two timeouts remaining.
I know. So he said in the beginning that, you know, this was his title. So the title was liberation and the need for it. And you gave in your presentation multiple things that was racial disparities. Do we need to fix those things or not?
It's because you said it.
No, you had a slide that showed racial disparities.
You said constantly black liberation, right? You say black liberation. No. So what the fuck do we need to be liberated from, bro?
You had a slide. You had a slide that had racial disparities on it. Do we need to stop those things or no?
Bro,
this was your presentation.
Not listening to me.
You had a slide that showed education, racism in education, racism.
So if
you think science is a solution, so should we do that or no? I mean, this was your title. You the one that brought up liberation. I ain't bring up liberation. So now we free. We don't need nothing.
You say you do.
So we don't. So what was he talking about? So we don't need to do nothing. What do we?
Name the fandom. Name the fandom.
Stop asking me questions, bro. Just relax. Take a sip of water. Get your
you're supposed to be asking me questions. You're not asking questions.
I'm trying, but you're not listening.
So
you're not listening.
Pan, you're not ready.
My question.
You're not ready. So I need you to address all the shit that I was talking about tonight.
My last question to you is: what is your alternative?
We're going to.
What is your alternative?
I gave you the alternative. I gave you the alternative. That is scientific. That is scientific literacy, political literacy, and also financial literacy. That is going to catapult the black community where it's supposed to be. Now, if you have an alternative,
so that's a better solution for liberation.
But anyway, that's what I dropped.
So that's a better solution for liberation.
It absolutely is. Absolutely, it works for anywhere.
I thought we didn't need liberation.
It works for anyone.
I thought we didn't need liberation. So you flip flopping on your stance, right? So now you're saying we do need liberation from those things.
No, we don't need liberation. We're citizens.
Which one is it, bro? You flip flopping. I'm just trying to. These are the questions. Get your chin right, bro. I just needed you to know what you're talking about.
Are you telling me?
This was your idea,
now, motherfucker.
Pause my time. Pause my time.
That the 14th Amendment don't apply to you. The 14th Amendment don't apply to you. Tell me that. You can pause this time.
That's what make sure he get his little win out. So we right to this word.
But he playing games.
You got about 5 minutes and 40 seconds.
Oh my God!
You got about 5 more minutes to this.
I don't know for you. Go say 2 minutes. Let's go. So you just flip flop like 4 times. We either need liberation or we don't. Right?
No, I didn't.
So yes, we did. Because I just asked you.
We don't need liberation in this country. So
scientific information. Okay, here's the question.
When you say black liberation, clarify what you
scientific literacy is to do what? What is scientific literacy going to do? Is it going to liberate us or no?
Absolutely, it will. Because
I thought we don't need liberation. Which one is it? I thought we didn't need liberation.
Hold on, listen. What I'm saying.
You tapping out,
brother. Listen,
this guy's tapping out.
No, I'm not tapping out. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. What I mean by this is that it's going to catapult.
Are you
closing arguments? Closing arguments. Hell yeah.
What I'm saying is, hold on.
Hold on, Heru. This is his time. If you're not answering the question, it's over.
Y'all don't want to fucking hear me.
It's over. This guy out here.
For the record,
he just tapped out.
For the record, Pan, are you conceding your last 4 minutes?
I don't like the word conceding. I'm not doing
All right,
nothing else with those. It's a
are
waste of time.
you done with the
We're not
question?
wasting no more time. I am
Yes,
finished with
sir.
the questions. He's just conceded multiple times. He flip-flopped, tapped out. I love that type of shit. Let's go. Closing arguments. Wrap him up. Get him the fuck out of here.
All right.
Let's go.
Closing arguments. 3 minutes for your closing statements.
Hold on. He conceded to what I said. No, fuck that, man. We're not gonna play that shit, man.
He gave
We're
up
not
the
gonna
rest
do
of his
that, bro.
time.
I get
So we are
that, but
moving
we're
to
not
the.
gonna do that.
Hold on, Haru.
Hold
Hold on, Haru. Listen, we are moving into closing statements. Each participant has 3 minutes to close out. Are you ready to close out? Are you ready to close out your time?
Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna close out. Because I see where this is at. Fuck this nigga.
Okay, I'll start when you start.
Super Pan, man. Wow, there's a Taliban. Super Pan. Wow, there's a Taliban. Who you with? Who you with?
All right, so let's go, man. Nah, cause it ain't like that, bro. You got me fucked up, Pan. You ain't proved shit tonight.
I really do.
You gave us really no result. So hold on, let's close this out with some truth. Y'all can start my time. You can start my time. Let's start this out with some truth. Not tradition, not bullshit, right? My opponent keeps using the word liberation. Right? Think about it. He kept using the word liberation, but never defines it. Liberation from what, Pan? What the fuck are we being liberated from? You are free to leave just as much as you are free to stay. We are not enslaved. We're not navigating. We're actually what we can do is navigate a global economy that rewards knowledge, bro. Innovation and discipline, not ideology. So the same system that Pan-Africanism keeps calling the enemy is the one that keeps giving us laptops. Think about it. Coding academies, scholarships, and the right to build wealth. And at the end of the day, all I'm saying is these guys are talking fucking 1950s, 1960s talking points. It's 2025. Wake up. You can get out here and get it. You can own, you can build. It's black people out here owning entire industries. Stop listening to people like this. This is stupid. At the end of the day, we could be building on something way more major as opposed to sitting back claiming
30 seconds
all the time. So at the end of the day, family, all I'm saying is this. You guys can look at this shit. Pan had no real solution for the practical problems that's going on today in America. He has no practical solution for black liberation. None of that. It's rhetoric. At least I'm giving you a plan. And that plan is understanding STEM programs, understand financial literacy, and also political literacy.
Time.
That's what I do.
All right. I will reload the time. Closing statements from Pan. I'll start when you start.
All right. Yeah. So that was easy work. Like I definitely did. I already showed the things. That's why he missed it. He wasn't paying attention during my first round. I showed the STEM. I showed the schools that focus on. Hold on. I just want to do real quick. the K through 8 school that's founded, you know what I'm saying, it's the best school in the nation with online remote learning. I mean, those kids is learning technology and computers and shit on the reg. And they're the best school in the nation for a couple of years. The African American Institute, too, the Pan African Citizen Science E-Lab, while he's talking about science and technology literacy. I had a whole slide on that. He said I didn't define liberation or for who. I got multiple slides on that, specifically the slide with Thomas Sankara talking about who we need to be liberated from. I didn't know you were sharing that? You sharing screens?
Yes, sir.
Oh no, you ain't had to share my screen. I was just looking for that for notes and shit.
Okay. I will remove. Continue.
I was just I was looking to see because I did answer all of the questions. I don't get it. But again, like I was saying, like the brothers, he flip-flopped multiple times. He definitely tapped out. This was his topic talking about liberation. You know what I'm saying? He tried to do something with the trick thing. He don't really believe that Pan-Africanism is not a good solution, obviously, because he didn't even offer another solution. You see what I'm saying? Because he's out there, right? Tomorrow he's going to be teaching Kemetic science, reclaiming ancestry and connecting Black people to Africa. So this debate was just him trying to take a swing at the champ, see if he can get a belt. You know what I mean? And it was a failed attempt. Anybody that go through my slides can see, you know what I'm saying? Even to answer all of the questions I'm supposedly not be able to answer. The thing is, African people can find solutions for African people. Whatever the problem is, let us figure it out. Like, what you gonna say? Okay, the Africans on the continent made some mistakes, so that's not us no more. Like, that's ridiculous. Even over here, who you gonna try and link up with in America? Like, what is the Black American push except for begging for reparations from America? Why you talking about this citizen and you free business? He don't even know if we're gonna be free or not, if we liberated or not, if we need to be liberated or not.
30 seconds.
Why do you need scientific literacy? He was like, to be liberated. Well, which one is it, bro? That's why though this wasn't his topic. Somebody gave it to him, probably some little conversation somewhere. So, gang, do you gang bang? Shout out to the gang. You feel me? Pambarian Seventh Sword. Have a nice day. Yeah, man.
All right. And this was Debate Mania. We are done.